Hello and welcome to another new Gemini Rogues video. This is Tier 5 German Graf Spee Pocket Battleship Commodore 5. I'm going to call it that, but technically it's a cruiser in the game.
Well, the British would call it a pocket battleship and later classified as an heavy cruiser. And you can see why as we go through this game. Name, Graf Spee, where it come from, it's named after Admiral Maximilian von Spee,
Maximilian,
who died in battle around the Falkland Islands. And when the ship was laid down and eventually launched, it was launched by his daughter.
That's
so
very
we
sweet.
kept it in the family. Laid down on the 1st of October 1932 and launched on the 30th of June 1934.
Wow, pretty quick. 2 years.
Built a little bit sneakily by the Germans under the cloak of the Treaty of Versailles. They didn't allow a ship over 10,000 tons to be built.
Oh, okay.
Which at some point it must have been in its construction, and then they carried on adding bits on, and it eventually went up to nearly 16,000.
Wow, they snuck that in, didn't they?
They snuck it under there, basically. Straight away, it went out into the seas and took part in kind of like patrols around northern Spain.
Is that what it's supposed to do?
Yeah, during the Spanish Civil War. Didn't really get involved as in fighting or anything like that.
Okay.
But it was there doing patrols. Even come back to England for King George VI.
Oh,
so
yes.
Spent some time.
Yes, coronation and all that.
Spent some time in England.
They're all into breeding anyway, aren't they?
So it got there, and then World War II kind of broke out. And already before it did, the Germans had craftily put the Graf Spee down in the South Atlantic before the war broke out, ready to reap havoc.
What, Argentina?
Yeah,
Chile.
Ready to wreak havoc.
Brazil.
On the merchant shipping that would be coming out of that area, which it did straight away.
It did actually, didn't it? Yeah.
For a fair few months.
Yeah.
Top it up with ammunition and releasing crew. It destroyed over several merchant shipping, over 50,000 tons worth of shipping.
So
always looking after the crew. Didn't really harm anybody. Always remove the crew before they sunk the ship. It didn't just blow them straight out at water. So the actual commander Langsdorff actually looked after.
He's like old school.
Yeah,
wasn't he?
very much so. But the British sent out a fair sortie of ships to try and track this guy down. Even the French took some in Dunkirk. The battleship has just been released, premium battleship. That was sent off to search for the Graf Spee as well.
Did he find him?
That didn't. But the British managed eventually to track him down, and that happened on about 5:30 on the morning of the 13th of December. The Graf Spee, on the lookouts, noticed some masts on the horizon. Weren't quite sure what they were, and it turned out to be 3 British ships: the Ajax, the Exeter, and the Achilles.
Ooh.
And then it was known as the Battle of River Plate was to take place.
Sweet.
Exchange fire almost straight away, all 3 ships. Langsdorff, the commander, should we say, of the Graf Spee, had a choice. He could have run away. He chose to stop and fight. He wanted a bit of a brawl.
Prove himself.
Yeah, and straight away it smashed the Exeter 3 times, causing massive damage. Quite a few kills on there. The forward turrets were destroyed, the bridge, aircraft catapult, major fires on board. It took a bit of a batter in the Exeter.
It didn't it?
The Ajax and the Achilles then had to move forward to try and relieve a bit of pressure on the Exeter.
You're not surprised.
It was like at this point the Langsdorff thought the 2 light cruisers were making a torpedo attack because they were coming in quite quick. And even though he hadn't got it on the game, he fired up a smoke screen and departed quickly.
Oh, you're joking? Smoke screen?
This time had a little bit of a respite for the Exeter to withdraw. Unfortunately, she had suffered 61 dead and 23 wounded.
Dear.
But not to be deterred, the Exeter re-engaged, which is quite with a rear turret firing. That's all she got left. She re-engaged the Graf Spee and was it again, unfortunately again. So she left listing heavily to port. The Graf
slowly
Spee,
to the left.
The Graf Spee then got a couple of hits on the Ajax, disabling her aft turrets, and then both sides broke off the action. And this is the point where the Graf Spee disappeared into the River Plate estuary, where it would never come out of. And it was this point that the Graf Spee had received 70 hits.
Wow.
36 men killed and 60 more wounded.
Wow.
Even Langsdorff himself had been wounded by splinters in the ensuing battle.
It was a bit punishment.
This weren't just a quick exchange of fire. We'll see you in a bit. Everyone's happy. This was a serious warship on warship battle that took place.
Can I just ask if they scuttled it? They scuttled everything.
Not yet, not at this point. But it was then that politics took over, and a very, very nice bit of crafty espionage / tactical radio transmissions from the British. Knowing that the Germans had managed to get access to certain channels that they were using, managed to get a kind of, I don't know how to word it, make out like there was a lot more ships surrounding the Graf Spee than actually were. The Ark Royal, the aircraft carrier, was about 2,500 nautical miles away. Was made to sound like it was very much closer. So the Graf Spee in the Montevideo River estuary, which is technically Uruguay being another ally of Britain, classed as unofficially being friendly with the British government, would have interned the ship for the rest of the war. And in interning the ship, the Graf Spee wouldn't have been able to be used, but also they would have let the British have a sneaky little look at it. So all the German secrets would have been revealed. So the Germans had a decision to make. We either let the ship get interned, we lose it, or we scuttle it. Or we try and make a break for it. But after the battle, which much of an heavy battle of it, they got no ammunition left, and also the diesel distiller on the ship, which purifies the diesel so they can actually use it, had been demolished, had been destroyed. So that option was ruled out. It was scuttle it, or hand it into the Uruguayans. So they decided to scuttle it. Offloaded all the dead, were taken off the ship and buried with full honours. Then the wounded were removed, and also any sailors that had already got on board from the shipping that they destroyed during the war, they were removed as well. And then they distributed the ammunition throughout the ship and scuttled it.
Thought they ran out of ammo?
Well, they got a little bit left. They got a little bit left. So that's basically, and there's still bits of it. I mean, it's still visible today, poking up little bits of it, but they got bits of it off as scattered all around the place. And then that's where the British got even more cunning and decided to buy the rights to the salvage off the Germans using a Montevideo Uruguayan construction company that didn't exist.
Wow.
And
they paid really crafty,
they were extremely crafty. So the British got their hands on it in the end anyway, so they were a win-win. But that was the Graf Spee. A brief history in itself. It didn't last long. 1939, it didn't see much of the war, but it took apart. Which we don't see from many. So that's history-wise.
Shall we have a look at some statistics on the game then? Because this is what we're doing.
So this is the Graf Spee on the game.
This is what we're doing.
I'll let you take over.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. Anyway, survivability rating on the game, Colours 05, 48 with 39,400 hit points. That's quite a lot.
We said it were in every cruiser, didn't we?
You compare that to like the Graf, which is a cruiser, 31,200. Big difference. Anyway, guns, which are quite important on the game. It's got 2x3, which means it's got 2 turrets that fire 3 guns at one time.
Which
is not very helpful.
Good range though, 15.3 kilometres on them. But the stat below it, 20-second reload. And then look at the turn time. 25 seconds.
It lets it down a lot actually. It's a shame, but torpedo's good. Nice range, 8 kilometres, quite average. You could use them aggressively. And defensively.
90-second reload time.
That's quite good, I suppose. Thing is, it's your secondary weapon, technically, torps, so I've used them quite a lot. I do use them quite aggressively, actually. I use it as a cruiser, not as a battleship. That makes sense.
It kind of fits in the hole between the two, really.
Yeah, it does, actually. It does. It's quite nimble. It reloads. Thing is, if you play the Graf, the reload's like 8 seconds.
It's just a simple thing. We'll come to the guns anyway. We'll talk more about the problems it causes and...
AA, look, you got lots of AA guns on there, getting ready for like aircraft carriers when they start raping you.
Manoeuvrability. This is where
not too bad.
This is where it's lacking when it comes to the other cruisers. I mean, the speed 30 knots, sorry.
Yes.
Which is a little bit slower than you're going to get from the other cruisers, Tier 5.
Yeah, Pensacola 32, Tier 5.
Not much more.
You got the German Nuremberg 32. Oh, go on then. Concealment Killers 05. Go on then. Hey, look at that. While in smoke is only 8.9.
It is. That way.
It's not. It's not more like in the Mutz.
The Nutsu.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. Graf Spee. I think this is my game because I think you've played it anyway, haven't you?
Yeah, I've played the Graf Spee.
What?
I find. Well, I'll mention the drawbacks I find with it. Is the 2 turrets.
Yeah,
so we've got 2 turrets, That's cool. So you've got that front one, you haven't got your rear one firing yet, because it's not in at the angle. So you fire your one there, kind of a little bit of a rangefinder.
Yeah, it was. Look at that, shocking.
So and the dispersion's not great. And then now what?
He's side on, easy shot.
And then 20 seconds.
Yeah, we're waiting. If I'd been sensible, I would have turned. Oh, here you go, I did.
Turned so you're turning now, so you've got to offer your side a little bit. They've got it.
They're grouping on them.
It's odd. You seem to get one that seems to group up nice, and the next one spreads up vertical. Or
I think that's to do with distance. So don't quote me on that. I'm a bit of a noob. I think that's to do with distance. So
you got caught well out in opening.
Yeah, I think I went for a wee before this game started. I was a bit late in the update. They like moved in on me quick. But we've lost 2 of our destroyers. Look how many destroyers in game, man. There's loads.
So
that's why everyone's spotted. I'm using these aggressively, man. Look at that. Them is aggressive. Actually, no, they're defensive because I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he's looking at me.
It's a good job he's not looking at you, to be fair. He's fully fixated with somebody else.
I don't know why he's looking
torpedoes away. I think he's going to absorb all them. I don't think he's paying any attention to you at all.
Oh, beautiful. But the thing is, look at this. Look at our reload. 2 guns, 20 seconds. Ooh, side on target is our range. The what do you find most enjoyable? Ooh, torps coming at me.
Talking to people who are just sailing away with somebody next to them who's targeting. You've managed to successfully do it yourself there. Anchors on. Just managed to let that one come across the bow. Get your guns firing away again. Oh, again, okay. He's right next to you.
I didn't even notice him. Oh, he's in the way, man.
Got a citadel in there from that one you fired off there. That'll come in nice. So we've got to wait for this guy to come, pal. To be fair, I don't think he's paying you much attention either. You're getting lucky here with this one.
If it's secondaries are like hammering him, is that close? Does he get him with his torpedo?
Oh no, you got one
sneaking. Ninja him.
So you managed to rack up 2 kills there.
Shall we try and discuss the actual ship?
I mean, you're playing full cruiser mode here, aren't you? You're not sticking to the outskirts like you would in a battleship.
I'm playing an aggressive cruiser. I'm trying to get to their base, to be fair.
We've not mentioned it yet, but the armour.
Well, look at dispersion. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There's like a trio up and down rather than sideways. Weird, that is.
The armour of the Graf Spee compared to the other cruisers of Tier 5.
It's got 170 mil maximum. It's very good.
So it's the most.
It's very good. 170 mil.
Nuremberg. Pensacola's pretty papery for a cruiser of that tier.
Pensacola's not well known for its armour.
No.
It's got 102 mil.
102, so you can see the thickness of the armour on the Graf Spee is quite significant by nearly doubling.
Very good.
Of a similar tier.
I mean, if you play the Graf, which is also a premium ship, it's only got 100 mil. 100 maximum.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So we mentioned the manoeuvrability wasn't great. It's only slightly down for how much more armour it's pulling itself around
true.
with. So
it's only a few knots
swings
down.
About
3 or 4 knots down.
The only drawback I found, and you've asked me before, is just the guns. There's 2 turrets, so you've got 2 firing points.
Yeah.
So you tend to have to go a little bit more broadside sometimes than you probably feel comfortable with, so that can sometimes negate your armour.
What, like it's Nuremberg?
Yeah, and it's just the range finding aspect of things as well.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about it. But other than that, armour-wise, it's pretty substantial. Manoeuvrability is not great when you're mixing it up in there with destroyers. Oh my god!
No! Look at all that.
You had all that sonar on there you just never used.
I've switched it on now, long.
Yeah, you switched it on now. A bit late now. There's an old saying about once the horse is bolted.
That was a full elf. That was full elf.
I know you was being the proverbial word, and you've used your repair kit as well, haven't you?
But he's laughing at me. Yeah. Laughing at me.
Well, we've got some secondary going in again. Secondaries are pretty handy. They seem to be doing all right.
Yeah, I do like them. Well, these are defensive now.
He's coming in for
he
kill.
Shocked me.
He's coming in for
kill.
He
shocked me into thinking, what am I doing?
So we'll get some torps off. I mean, we still got 20 seconds for stuff.
Yeah, man, I think was that a secondary that shot him, killed him.
Yeah.
Secondary.
So the secondaries are quite potent.
They are quite good.
We've noted that down significantly. So I think secondaries have got more kills than you at this point. They deserve some kudos in this game. Some serious kudos.
I'm just going to offer some advice to the viewer. Look at your map.
Yeah,
use your eyes.
For everything. We've seen about ourselves do it about 3 times. Enemy teams just come plowing past us a few times.
It's a good tip to the wise.
It's going down to the wire this game, 3 on 3.
Yeah, and our destroyers decided to get out of their cap. That is very rare.
Yeah,
very rare.
Doesn't happen very often.
No,
especially when the game's such in the balance as it is now. I mean, you're not exactly packed with hit points now after your torpedo adventures.
To be honest, I've used the repair kit wrong.
Yeah.
That is a massive mistake I made.
You just went for everything with them torpedo skills. You must have just been spinning right directional pad.
What
have I got? What have I got?
You know when you're playing the other day, it says So he sees a ship in the distance, he starts sweating. That's what happened.
Yeah. Sweaty thumbs.
Oh no! But actually, no, sorry. The proper way to use those patches is when you're not being shot at.
Yeah.
When you're not being shot at, they will restore your hit points.
So, how comfortable are you in this to go face on to, say, a battleship? Would the armour stand up? Would you feel comfortable? You know, you drive towards that. Say, I don't know, that's a destroyer, but if that were a battleship, would you feel comfortable at an angle that you'd bounce some, or?
I'd go balls in anyway, but yeah, I can see what you mean. Yes, it is very good actually. It depends what guns they've got and if they override your 170mm.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say. It does bounce a lot. It does bounce a lot.
I mean, I know you like the Scharnhorst, don't you?
Ooh,
Tier 6,
that's very nice.
the battleship, the German one.
Yeah, you can use it.
You've mentioned that before to me about in a Tier 6 battle, that thing's a beast. But if it gets in a 7,
it's still a beast actually. Scharnhorst.
Is the Graf the same?
No.
Is the Graf there?
That's
what we're trying to get. So in Tier 5, the Graf's a bit of a bully?
Well, let me say that the Scharnhorst, if you're in a Tier 7 game, you can chase down Iowas and you have fun.
Yeah.
This thing, if you're in a Tier 6 game and you see big boys, you start sweating.
Yeah.
But it's how you play it as well. You've got to be careful of where you go and who you shoot at. Have I actually swapped to HE?
Yeah, you switch to HE in that, and you're trying to get out of there as fast as I can't believe they're not pounding your ear.
I think it's the other. They're distracted by the other two. I'm bang in the middle. See, I've not actually moved from this spot very much, have I?
Firing across at the other guy over there. They're heading towards you, but shooting off to them. Left.
But if players want to like
that spread, that's nice.
Oh, that's a nice group.
Yeah,
but he's actually quite far away, so I think it's quite random, you know.
Yeah.
My idea of him being quite close and the grouping being close.
Ooh, torps coming.
Torpedoes.
He's 65 knots on the torps. You can see there. It's about average for torpedo speed. They're not anything outstanding, but they're not slow, are they?
The distance isn't the best.
Yeah. I think we're 8 kilometres. I think we've got.
Yeah, 8 kilometres. Ooh, nice one.
Well, it's just a pain in the attention. Neither of them still.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Let's try and see you do that, Close 05. Have you done that before?
No.
2 targets, 1 salvo.
I'm looking to get into one I'm aiming at.
Look at this.
That's the problem with it. You've missed we all them.
Everything.
So that's 20 seconds now before you can fire any kind of response off.
Yes, I think it is, yeah.
So now do you see if you've got 4 guns on there, you can fire a 2, rangefinders and 2 on target. Then by the time the 2 of the target, your first 2 users rangefinders, they're loaded up again. The Graf doesn't allow you that.
No mercy rolls in this game, man.
69,000 damage we're up to now.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
And how annoying is it waiting for it to load?
And I've got a bad habit of keeping my finger on trigger so it fires both.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts your argument to bed because I don't actually do what you do. I don't range find, I just shoot.
I like a rangefinder shot to get out of this. I know where I'm shooting.
I never do that. I just keep on pressing. Here you go. 69,000 damage, which is good. It's okay. But
I'm not buying that.
What?
69,000. I reckon your secondary did about 20 on there.
I think it sunk most of them, didn't it? Anyway, Kilos 05, we'll call that a wrap because I think that's it. Covers the Graf Spee. Very good. Oh, fun rating. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
For pure pleasure because of the guns reloading and the fact that sometimes you can only get 1 on at a time.
Is it a nice credit earner?
Yes, it is actually. Yeah, nice. You do get your percentage boost for being a premium ship. Anyway, Kilos 05, thank you very much for all your history knowledge. That's it. Later.